Well, I want to talk about something a little different, but we're not going to dig deep into it. We're just going to kind of briefly brush over some stuff that's going on in the world. So if you're not here for anything else other than car content or automotive content, then I would ask you at this point to go ahead and move on and click off this video and click on the next video. This directly affects all of our lives, so I think it's something that I'm going to bring up. Across social media platforms, there is becoming more and more of a censoring issue when it comes to what is allowed and what isn't allowed. And there's very few social media platforms left where the people that run those platforms are not deep into lobbyist pockets that end up funneling money into congressional representatives that sit in front of us. Recently there was an issue that was started more and more on TikTok. I know some of you don't like TikTok, but here's what happens at the end of the day. It's the freedom of speech is being hindered by a lot of people, and although I think there are some people that shouldn't be on specific platforms because they're more of a danger to the society than what they're worth, I did fight for this country and I did go to war to put my life on the line for people to have that free speech. So as long as it directly doesn't affect me, then, or hurt anybody, then I fought for them to have that right. It doesn't matter who they hate or what they believe in. They have that right to at least have that respect, to have that free speech. Now, the government wants to shut down TikTok in the United States, but there are some different issues that I see going along with that. They have something that's called I think it's like S686 Act. It's called the Restrict Act. And once you read down in the Restrict Act, there's a portion of the Restrict Act that they want to put into place that basically says if any entity has followers of more than 1 million, it could be buying a phone, a game console, a Ring doorbell, using a specific type of internet or computer, then the government feels that they have the right that they should be involved in that. And if anything is connected to a basic internet source, landline or Wi-Fi, that they have rights to what's going on with that, any device that's connected to that. Doesn't mean if your gaming console, your home network computer, or your home network cameras and stuff that monitor and surveil your house, they have access to that. They want complete 100% right to be able to access that in an event that they so choose to, and you have no say-so over what they do. It basically states and breaks down cameras, computers, gaming consoles, anything with your banking information that's stored and stuff on it. They can gain access to that without you doing anything, and you have no say-so over it. And in this act, it states that if they find you in violation of anything and they choose to come after you, you could be fined of up to minimum of $250,000, maximum of $1 million. There's even some legislation that talks about twice the amount of the transaction you're trying to do is what they can go after as well. So if your transaction is $275,000 and it equals less than the minimum charge, that they can actually go up to like $550,000 to fine you, and then you could serve up to 20 years in prison for this. Don't defy them, because they want to know what's going on. They're afraid that the Chinese Communist Party, years ago, they basically told TikTok that with you expanding and moving into the United States, we need to have and gain access to that information because you are owned by the Chinese people. And anytime that we ask that you relinquish information, doesn't matter where it's from, you should do so. And you don't have any say-so in that matter. And that is still into effect today to some extent. So they moved the operations to Texas, called Project Texas. They have internet, or they have securities put in place and stuff like that. And they actually have rules and restrictions about grooming children and things like this and gathering information. But it's no different than YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. They all do the same exact thing, except they don't have to be requested by the Chinese Communist Party for specific information. They just report to who they feel like they report to, and the companies that pay them the money to figure out the users that are watching, the age ranges, where they're from, the genres and stuff that they're into. You could be having a conversation in your house somewhere, and then all of a sudden scroll or start, log into Facebook, and this is a true story. A couple years ago, I was looking at a truck bed camper, and I wanted to go do some camping and stuff and find one of those featherlight campers. And I was talking in the kitchen about it, and I had never even picked up my phone to look at it. I've just seen them in public. I've been to camping, like shows and stuff like that to show them. And I was talking to my old lady in the kitchen, and when I went to go on Facebook later on that evening, it was showing me pictures of campers and stuff like that in RVs. I never looked at that stuff before on there, but it knew. It was listening, and they admit to it that they do that type of stuff. But the government wants TikTok gone. And the reason they want TikTok gone is because anything that you want to share on TikTok, you can pretty much get away with sharing. So all the congressional meetings and stuff that people were trying to snippets and trying to post the reasons why they don't like this person or that person, government or Republican or Democrat, all the videos of January 6th and stuff like that, where it showed the police officers actually taking that Viking guy that they said was a militia guy and he's this radicalist and everything else. They were taking him through the building and showing him all the different chambers and rooms and stuff. All that information has come out within the last 2 or 3 months, and they've been showing raw video footage on TikTok, where they won't release that stuff on other platforms. But you can see these police officers taking this guy and showing him all these different rooms and kind of where to go, and giving him a personal escort through the building. There's more video footage that has come forward where the police officers were opening the gates and walking people up to the doors and letting them in that the public hasn't seen yet. There's video footage leaked of different police officer situations and government situations here recently that are on TikTok, but not any other social media platform. So it's a huge threat to the Democrats and Republicans in general, and they want it gone. And this is the first time in a long time I've seen people come together from the Democratic and Republican Party that actually agree that this is blasphemy, that the government is doing this. They had a congressional hearing, and Mr. Chu actually spoke on behalf of TikTok, as I think the president of TikTok, and they were asking questions and stuff, and when they would ask a question, he would start to answer, and then they would stonewall him. They would bulldoze him. They would steamroll him. They wouldn't even answer the questions. They would just shut him down and keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, almost as if it was a PR stunt. I think what's going to end up happening is TikTok makes so much money, and they have like 150 million users or whatever from the United States on it, upwards of an hour and a half or something per day, that the government here doesn't make as much money off of social media that they used to, because TikTok has stolen a lot of that revenue, and they do not share with our government. It's a money grab. They're worried about money. They're worried about control. This Restrict Act doesn't have anything to do with just TikTok. It has everything to do with gaining more control of your private life and everything else that goes along with it. So what people need to do is, if this type of stuff is not okay to you, look into it. Look into the Restrict Act. I think it's like 686, s686. Read through it and see how crazy it sounds. And then on top of that, if you really feel froggy enough, you need to call your local senator up, your governor, whatever it is, your mayor, and you need to let them know that in the primaries, I won't, if you vote for this, or if you want us restricted and you want the government to be able to get into our lives that much, I'm not going to vote for you. I'm going to automatically vote for your opposition. I will not vote for you. And then when it comes time for the hard elections and stuff like that, I will not vote for you either. I will vote for your opposition just because you support something like this. It is getting out of control with what these people are trying to do. So this is one topic that's been bothering me lately that I've been waiting to talk about, and I know some of you aren't here for it, but I feel like I should talk about it, and I should be open and honest with you guys about how I feel about it, because this could not only affect me, but it affects all of you out there that don't even care about this stuff. Because if this gets passed, this is just another step for them to be involved more in your personal and private lives than what they've ever been. And even if you say this is not important to me, this doesn't affect me, this doesn't matter, oh, it does. It really does. And you need to know about it, and you need to look it up. It's been being kind of hidden and swept under the rug lately. but this is bigger than you think. Well, that's my morning. Remember, you know, be kind to somebody, be nice to somebody, find somebody you haven't checked on in a while, hold the door for somebody, say thank you to somebody, speak kindly to people and stuff like that. If you have the ability to be nice, it's better to be nice than be negative, because it takes way too much energy to be negative, and it doesn't cost anything to be positive and be nice to somebody. Find that today and do that, and I wish you guys a great day. Be blessed, and thank you for everything. I love you guys. I just wanted to talk about this topic because it's really been on my mind lately, and I talked to Ray a little bit about it. I've talked to Aaron a little bit about it and stuff like that, and talked to DS Trucks and stuff about it. And this is something that directly affects us, because we put out this type of content, and it also will directly affect you guys in the future with your privacy and stuff as well. And I wanted to share that with you because you guys have children, you guys have families and stuff that you're very protective of. If they gain this type of access without having us okay with it, just because they want to pass it, they could be looking in on you or any of your family members at any time without you having any say. Your children, your loved ones, it doesn't matter. And I don't like that. I don't support that. And neither should you if you care about your safety and privacy. Thank you guys. I love y'all. Be blessed.